So two U.S. soldiers and an interpreter, an American interpreter, along with three others, were in an ambush in Syria, and the two soldiers and the two American soldiers and the American interpreter unfortunately lost their lives. Now they're saying that this was an ISIS lone gunman, right? Muslim, right? um, and that just goes along with the Afghani Muslim uh, that uh, that unfortunately took the life of one of our U.S. service members and uh, critically wounded, right? Another, right? Andrew Wolf, I got good news on him. He is doing fine. It is a miracle, right? So praise the Lord for that. Also, this comes on the heels of recently an Afghani Muslim here in the U.S. Was in the process of making bombs to carry out a terrorist attack on our soil. Okay, so now we've got a Muslim, a Syrian Muslim. You might be beginning to see a pattern here, right? Taking the lives of two of our service members and an American interpreter there in Syria. So, it's time that we start sounding the alarm on Muslims, right? Let's just call it what it is. When they chant death to America, my ears hear death to Americans, right? And we are infiltrated by those who seek to destroy our country, those who seek to take our lives, who wants to destroy our very way of life. All right. It's been shown time and time again that Islam does not is not compatible with our Western ways and values. And so they are not coming into our country to become Americans. They're coming into our country to force Islam and Sharia law on America. Okay. And they're doing it through the ballot. There's many videos that show these Muslims, right? Uh, uh, saying this very thing that there used to be a time when Islam was spread by bullets. Now they're doing it by the ballot, and we need to really pay attention to this as American voters. Um, if you notice, the Muslims, right, they have sided with the Democratic Party, and that begs the question: why? Because for as diabolical as that a religion is, they are conservative in their values. They don't have abortions, right? They don't allow homosexuality. They're not for women's rights, right? I mean, and so why would the Democratic Party embrace them as Democratic politicians? Why would Democratic voters vote for Muslims, right? It makes you wonder why, right? I have a hypothesis, from a GED level understanding. They see that as the vehicle to gain political power and to undermine the United States. And so they see the leftists, all they have to do is align with leftist values and stand up against the oppressor, right? And then once they gain power, they will turn on the very same people that elected them into office, okay? And so the only way we can counter this, folks, as Christians and as American Christians, is that we must vote, right? We must vote. We must get out and outvote these people, right? And outside of, if it was my call, I would round every single one of them up and get them out of this country. Why aren't they going to Muslim nations? Right? If their way of life is not compatible with the Western world, why would they want to move here? And then once they get here, they don't want to assimilate. They want us to assimilate to them, and that's not going to happen. The way that they see it. Well, I mean, it's happening. So I mean, they're doing it by the ballot. You know, they're gaining power. Uh, 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 Thankfully, we avoided a Somali pirate for mayor in Minnesota, right? That was, that was by the skinny skin, of our teeth, we got Muslim mayors and senators and Congress people. They are infiltrating our politics. And these people have not shown any type of allegiance to America. We know they don't follow our faith as Christians. And so their allegiance is to their unholy religion of Islam and whatever their home country is. Okay, so we need to really pay attention to this as American citizens, um, and as Christians. Okay, and it's time that we start voicing it. All right, let's put voice to our concerns. Okay, we have freedom of speech in this country, and we need to exercise that and stop being afraid of what people may say. Because they'll come out and say you're xenophobic, Islamophobic, all these names and titles they try to use to silence people from speaking out against this madness, right? But if you are a Christian to your heart and soul like me, you do not care what they got to say. All right. And once you get to that in your mind, then you begin to speak up boldly and proudly against what we see going on in this country. We saw what the Somali pirates have done to Minnesota. Okay. We saw with all the just see what's going on. Dearborn has been taken over by the Muslims. All right, and if you do any type of watching what's going on around the world, the UK, Europe has fallen everywhere except Poland. Right, it's amazing. Poland does not allow anybody into their country. They are not playing. Right, they see what's going on. Okay, Germany has fallen. It's amazing, right? People are trying to have Christmas festivals and stuff like that, and the Muslims in that country are disturbing the peace with their Islamic ridiculousness. You know what I'm saying? Being anti-Christians, and they're trying to force that upon us here in the West. Okay, and we need to stand against that. Okay, otherwise, we like they say, like they have put the video and said that our kids and grandchildren will be Muslims if they continue on the way and the plans that they have started for this country. Okay, it is happening, folks, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. But many people just they just want to continue along their comfortable lives and don't want to rock the boat until it's too late. Okay, and we shouldn't wait till it gets to be too late. We need to get on top of this now. All right. So prayers to the family of those U.S. service members that had their lives taken by another Muslim. Right. Our president Donald Trump, he has vowed retaliation, and if I know anything about Donald Trump, he does not play. When he say he's going to retaliate, I'm sure. Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, they're going to pay in blood for touching our soldiers, as they should. Right. All right, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit me with a subscribe, a like, and a comment. I welcome it all. Until next time.